a few years ago, after practicing broadcast journalism and absolutely loving it, my spirit and my soul felt something was lacking. And that something eventually became the conversation that I would use my platform to have, a conversation around women, not just their relevance, but their dignity, their position in society, their access to numerous things that would help them just elevate themselves. And so I became what, some may call, a women empowerment advocate. But it goes way beyond that. It goes right into the arena of having conversations with corporates, having conversations with NGOs, and being able to get people to understand that women are indeed a valuable African resource, a valuable global resource. And that's why we're here today. My being here, I guess you would call it, an MC, a moderator, call it whatever you like. But today, tonight, wherever you are, joining us, whether it's the morning or the evening or the afternoon, today my position here is more or less to say a big thank you to Absa Ghana Limited, and more or less to congratulate them. Because at the end of the day, there is a lot of talk. And of course, there's a lot of walking around and claiming to do or claiming to care about women. But today, I dare say to the world, to you joining us wherever you may be, that Absa has taken this access to finance to somewhere very great. It's taken this access to something that you couldn't under normal circumstances find, making it so easy. Absa has allowed women to understand that they indeed are valuable. And today, the launch of Absa's Emerge product will show women that with a little bit of partnership with us, we can take you from dream to reality. My name is Anita Erskine, and this afternoon, I am so proud to be here, to be talking to you around the world, to be talking to our women and our few very bold gentlemen in our audience today. We are indeed paying attention to our COVID I would say limitations, that's what it's called. So there are a few of us here in Accra, Ghana, and I'm sure there are millions of you around the world. I'm going to ask the few to give us a resounding round of applause. Can I get a resounding round of applause? Yes, indeed. The resounding round of applause is for them. Half of it is for me, but half of it is also, or I should say a quarter of it, is for the women of Africa and the women of the world. But as I said, I'm just a moderator. I'm going to give the platform to someone to make the official welcome. By the way, if you're joining us via Zoom or Facebook, we're going to ask that you kindly turn your volume on mute so we don't have any feedback. But otherwise, do join in the celebration. Absa is here to give you something great, something that you will never forget, and something that will change the generations of women to come. Please allow me to welcome Mrs. Grace Inim Yeboah, who is the Business Banking Director, Absa Bank Ghana Limited.
Thank you, Anita. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The second Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Mrs. L.C. Ado Awaji, our Managing Director, Mrs. Abana Oseipoku, and members of the Management Committee of Absa Bank Ghana, our distinguished guests and clients, members of the media, good evening, and welcome to the launch of Emerge, our women banking proposition. This moment marks an acknowledgement of the tenacity of the Ghanaian entrepreneur. Can you please give yourselves a round of applause? Ghana has a high percentage of women-owned businesses. Close to half of privately held businesses in Ghana is owned by women. And the MasterCard Women Enterprise Index shows that Ghana ranks second out of 58 countries in the number of women-led businesses. Despite, you can clap, I think it's a big deal. Despite this high number, however, the IFC, shares with us that over 70% of women-owned small and medium enterprises have limited or no access to financial services. And similarly, the Africa Development Bank estimates that there's a $42 billion gap between financing for men-led businesses compared to financing for women-led businesses. As a forward-looking African bank that is committed to helping people find a way to get things done, We at Absa see this gap as an opportunity to promote inclusiveness and unlock economic growth for women. We understand the role that we play, as a bank in financial development and inclusion for women. And this is why we have taken the brave and passionate step to tap into this opportunity to connect the possibilities of women with financial solutions. Growing up, I recall that my mother would wake up early in the morning, drive her rickety pickup into Bongahafu from Accra on her own, load it up with plantain, bring it to Accra to sell. The point is that women always find a way to get things done. And we want to celebrate that tenacity of the African woman. And at Absa Bank, we call it Africanacity. The launch of Emerge, our women proposition, is our way of supporting women and driving economic development. One of the things we seek to achieve is to facilitate the development and the growth of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 5, which seeks to provide equality in gender as well as employment. We also want to create the developmental and nurturing and networking opportunity for women-led businesses. Today, Absa Bank Ghana reaffirms our commitment to women's economic empowerment. And through this solution, the journey to our uniquely developed solution was done not in isolation, but was done with women entrepreneurs. We actually held focus group sessions with entrepreneurs to get feedback, ideas, and suggestions around what really works for the woman entrepreneur. Our women entrepreneurs required from us easy access to funding, support with flexible terms. They asked us also for peripherals that are outside banking. They also asked for capacity building solutions. The proposition that we are about to launch today has been carefully designed to address the needs that were expressed, but beyond the needs expressed by our clients, to address the needs of women entrepreneurs across the nation. And the purpose of this solution is revealed in its name, Emerge. Emerge seeks to empower women-led entrepreneurs financially for sustainable growth, to manage and offer relevant business advisory support, to educate and build capacity, reward loyalty, guarantee excellent customer service, and expand business network. The solution comes in 3 main strands: platinum, gold, and silver. And becoming part of the Absa Emerge family gives you the opportunity to enjoy free financial and business advisory services, participation in international trade trips. It also gives your children the opportunity to participate in boot camps for free. It also gives the opportunity for women entrepreneurs to participate in discounts from various alliance partners of Absa Bank in the hospitality, in the beauty, and in the tourism sectors. This is a solution that truly helps you to balance it all. Earlier in the year, we launched our startup solution to support young Ghanaian businesses, especially in the wake of COVID-19 and its social impact. Today, we are deepening our commitment to playing a shaping role in our society. We will continue to be a force for good and help to create a brighter and sustainable future for Ghana. Thank you so much for choosing to join us, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, listen to this. As Grace spoke, I thought to myself, Anita's Africanacity, is that what it is? Will help her emerge in the world of entrepreneurship. Does that work? Oh, please, a round of applause. Well, It's not just about the English. As I said, Absa is proving that it's not just about the talk, because talk is cheap. It's about the action. And Grace mentioned it. The Sustainable Development Goals is about action, individual action, group action to push the world into a more sustainable, I would say, environment. Ladies and gentlemen, at the helm of all of this is a fellow woman, and a woman that I've heard speak so many times. Today, I've said it and I'll say it again. I'm so proud to be standing on this platform. I'm so proud that Absa called me, because she had said many times that her tenure as managing director will ensure that things change for women, not just in Ghana, but across the continent of Africa. And she's here today to do something special for us. Ladies and gentlemen, and for you out there, please welcome the managing director of Absa Bank of Ghana Limited, Mrs. Abena Osei Poku.
Distinguished guests, as you can see, I have a technical issue. And I'll fix it and continue.
Please, a round of applause. This is what women go through.
So a very good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us for the launch of our women banking proposition, Absa Emerge Banking. Our guest of honor is a lawyer and a finance expert who has worked across continents in both the private and the public sectors. You must be thinking, what makes her relevant to our program today? She is very passionate about financial inclusion and the development of women entrepreneurs. She's a big supporter for creating platforms to bring in women and other marginalized groups, and holds the view that the banking sector can actually show leadership for a more inclusive and sustainable way of doing business, a view I also share very passionately. Meeting shareholder returns and creating space for those typically marginalized in the business society are not mutually exclusive goals. They must be done together. Ladies and gentlemen, here to give us the keynote address is Mrs. Elsie Adoawaji, the second Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, who has recently been honored as the Corporate Personality of the Year. I think she deserves a round of applause. Madam Deputy Governor, highlighting all your achievements and experiences, as was put together for me, will take a day. So I just want to use this opportunity to thank you for all that you do for the banking sector, and indeed for women, not just in the finance sector, but across the business community. We are privileged and honored to have you. Please put your hands together as we call on our second Deputy Governor, Mrs. Elsie Adoawaji, to give us the keynote address.
Much, Abna. That was very encouraging. Thank you. Those I give her a lot of pressure. Let me recognize the presence of all the distinguished personalities here. Absa board members, Absa CEO and management, Absa customers, the media, colleagues from Bank of Ghana, and all distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm truly delighted to witness this all-important event. I'm not saying this lightly as a cliche,
Thank you.
but I am truly delighted. The launch of Absa's new proposition for women entrepreneurs in Ghana, I believe, is a momentous milestone in banking in Ghana, and I'm going to be sharing with you why I think so. Before I start my remarks, let me say that I bring you warm felicitations from Gavin Addison, who couldn't be here today, and this is on behalf of him and his management team. So today's event is significant for a number of reasons, as I said. First, women entrepreneurs contribute immensely to economic development in Ghana. Ghana's private sector is dominated by women entrepreneurs. That's no surprise, right? 3 out of 5 women you know are doing business or the other, even if they're holding a full-time job somewhere. This is in spite of a disproportionate burden of childcare and domestic responsibilities that women bear. According to MasterCard, I think we heard it from Grace, Ghana ranks second only to Uganda in terms of the number of businesses in the country that are owned or led by women. It's not a small feat. And the reports show that Ghana's private sector is dominated by small and medium-sized businesses, SMEs, we call them. About 85% of businesses in Ghana are SMEs. Now, about half of these, close to half of these, are owned by women. If you want to know how much women are contributing economically to Ghana, just think of it. So almost half of SMEs are owned by women. And we have data to show that SMEs contribute about 70% to GDP, to Ghana's GDP. Okay, so if half of this is coming from women, that gives you an idea of how much women are contributing. Same as job creation, SMEs are the biggest contributors to jobs. And by extension, women are very significant in contributing to job creation in Ghana. Now, a lot of the growth-oriented sectors of our economy, which are the agro-processing value chains, the textiles and garments, the hospitality and the creatives and all of that, are dominated by women. So this is just to show you how much women do. Now, this is all even in the formal sector. If you look at the informal sector, where you have market women, you have women on the farms, women in all sorts of informal activity that you and I are not able to do without, but we often are not able, we often do not pay enough credit to them. It just gives you an idea. The second reason why a woman-focused suite of offerings is important is because while, as Grace said, while women are contributing so immensely to economic activity, they lack access to finance, and that's been a perennial problem all around the world, I might add. So in 2017, the World Bank estimated that there were 1.7 billion adults worldwide without access to bank accounts. Okay? 56% of this number were women. So more women lack access to bank accounts compared to their male counterparts. So around the world, what we call the gender gap in access to finance is about 12%. That's around the world. When it comes to sub-Saharan Africa, only 37% of women have bank accounts. Okay? So think about it. You have about 63% of men in Africa with access to bank accounts. 37% of women do not. And then you come to Ghana. In Ghana, only 31% of women have bank accounts. Wow. So a lot of the economic activity that's going on is going on outside the banking sector. Okay, but this is really what is staring up at us. Now, because women do not have that much access to bank accounts, they often do not have much access to credit to grow their businesses. And in the life of every business, there comes a time where you need other people's money to grow your business in a sustainable way. So this really translates to lack of finance for women that would allow them to scale up their businesses to a point where they make more impact for our economy and for their families.
walk you to the back.
Now,
So that when
this
you
is
have
not just a woman's
opportunities,
problem
you
because
can
it translates into lost opportunities for the whole economy.
My thing
If
is
more
very
women were
just
to
keep
have
pulling my
access to
dress
finance, they could
backwards.
grow their
There's
businesses, they
nothing we
could
can do
employ
about
more
it.
people and create
No.
more jobs. They
We'll
could
see.
earn more money and pay more taxes, so government will have more tax money. Some of them could actually become exporters of their products and earn the country some much needed foreign exchange. So this is really not a matter of feeling sorry for women. It's a matter of, it's a national problem. And studies would show that countries that have been able to fix this problem are the better for it at a national level. Now, the third reason why this program is so important for me is the timing. Okay, so women are contributing their best economic activity. Women lag behind their male counterparts when it comes to access to finance. And then we had COVID-19 happen. And guess who took the lion's share of the impacts of COVID? Women, again. Women already struggling to manage their small businesses and to keep things going for their families and all of that. Then comes COVID, and COVID hits them real bad all around the world. Why is that? The sectors that were most impacted by COVID also happen to be the sectors that are dominated by women. Okay, so the market activity, the food outlets, the processed food outlets, the small shop bars and restaurants, the events coordinators, the people who sort of make clothes, the textiles people. How many of you have, I kept telling a friend of mine that without COVID, we would have sewn so many clothes, right? Some people make new clothes every week. That's all going to support a woman because most of these are women. But then we had lockdown and we had social distancing, and some of these people had no savings at all. So the impacts have been really great and significant. And I'm particularly happy that Absa is launching such a significant program offering, and it's doing it within this pandemic time, which I think will go a long way to alleviate the pain that women have felt. Let me say that as a result of the harsh economic outcomes of COVID, particularly on women and other small business owners, the Bank of Ghana has taken a number of measures since March to alleviate a little bit of this pain. So we cut our monetary policy rate by 150 basis points. We gave the banks and other financial institutions some reliefs that have allowed them to pass those on to their customers. So most of the banks, for example, have cut their lending rates to their customers. Most of them have been able to reschedule loan repayment obligations to give their customers a little bit of time and room. So we helped to make that happen. In addition to what the Bank of Ghana has done, you all know that the government also came out with a 600 million small business Corona Alleviation Program, or CAP, small business scheme, which is administered by the NBSSI. Now, this loan scheme has been particularly helpful for micro and small business owners, in particular the women, right? Most of these are dominated by the women. Let me give you a little bit of data. So, NBSSI tells me that 65% of the applicants for these loans were women MSME owners, okay? Yet, the value of the loans they applied for were only 48%. So you have 65% of the total number of applicants being women. More women needed loans, but they needed only 48% of the total value. So their male counterparts applied less, but when they asked, they were bold. They wanted more money. This corresponds with the data that shows that most women-owned businesses are small. They don't grow. They stay small forever, while their male counterparts are able to scale up. So this is really the problem that we have before us, which I believe Absa is seeking to solve. The factors I have outlined above should just, I believe, wake us up into action. And I like the fact that Absa is doing something about it. Now, these problems are also opportunities that the financial sector must exploit in a good way to help to address these problems that in the end affect the whole economy. Now, there are many opportunities for financial institutions to provide similar offerings to bridge the gender gap in access to finance, and the economy will be the better for it. In particular, as we begin to work towards emerging out of the COVID-imposed economic hardships as a country. We're looking towards a better economic future. We're looking, the cliche around the world is building better forward. Our economies are going to have to be rebuilt going forward, and they're going to have to be done in a way that is more inclusive, in the way that is more empowering to all economic actors. So the banks and other financial institutions have a good opportunity to begin to find out how they can help to do this. Also, we have the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, which is going to start being implemented from January next year. And this presents an opportunity to help particularly the women-owned SMEs in Ghana to be able to become real players across the continent. And I think regional banks like Absa are well positioned to be able to do that and connect them to the markets beyond Ghana. So basically, it is important. I think I've made a case for why there's a need to do what Absa is trying to do. And I would like to continue to encourage other financial institutions that gender-neutral financial products and services are not good enough. Because some would say, well, but we don't discriminate. So, the women are able to access what they want. No. Research, again, has found that gender-neutral is not good enough. Men and women have different needs. And typically, financial services or products do not take into account the real needs of the various sectors, especially women, because of the peculiar role they play in their homes, in their communities, and all of that. That leaves them with often very little time to do anything else. So the design of financial services must really understand what the needs of women are and cater to that as a viable segment of the market. Absa Ghana clearly sees this, and I applaud you for that. I think they deserve a hand. So Absa sees not only the need to bridge the gender gap in access to finance, but they also see the need to do that through a bespoke offering that listens, that responds to very specific needs of their client base. The Emerge package then is designed to do this for a range of different women, and that's why you have 3 different packages. And I was not surprised to see that only 35% of your current loan customers are women. Okay, so of all your loan customers, only 35% are women. And yet they are the ones who are paying, according to you, they are the ones who are paying their loans religiously. So when you take your portfolio of delinquent loans, women, the few women who have loans constitute only 13% of those who are not able to pay their loans. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? And to be honest, this is consistent with data around the world, where in every market they find that women borrowers pay their loans. Because when they take the loan, they take it home, they run their businesses, they feed their families, they educate their children, and they pay back. Sometimes we can say the same for their male counterparts. Some even go and marry other women with a loan, but that's for another day. So there is a case, and I'm glad that Absa clearly sees the need to deal with this. I'm particularly happy also to see that the package offers uncollateralized loans. And that is so important because a lot of women are not able to meet the collateral requirements, which the banks require for good reason, right? But it takes a bank that says, I understand who I'm dealing with, and I can really craft a product that meets their need, and even though I will not require collateral, I know how I'm going to work with them and handhold them so that they're able to run their businesses effectively and pay back. So that's really special. Thank you for that. Even better for me is the fact that the Emerge program isn't just focused on the financial, which is important, but you also understand that it is the non-financial that often impacts the financial. So I applaud you for providing business advisory services, networking and mentoring opportunities, which are excellent because these would help these women expand their business networks, which they can leverage on to expand their businesses. It offers free health screening, health education, free children boot camp programs, my goodness. So, and even beauty services and recreational services. So you're telling women, we can support you with a decent loan and we can help you take good care of yourself. We can help plant you within important business networks, and we can take care of your children and you can look good all in one. That's amazing. That's truly amazing. So really, I see that this is going to empower your women customers, and hopefully you're going to be able to nurture them to get to the next level and to the next level and to the next level. It makes business sense. What you're doing is not only the right thing to do, but it also makes business sense to do. So I congratulate Absa, the board, management and staff, whose vision and dedication to adding value to the Ghanaian economy has resulted in the proposition we're about to launch today. This is in keeping with Absa's commitment to Ghana's sustainable banking principles, which, by the way, all the banks in Ghana have signed on. We launched this in November last year. The Bank of Ghana developed a set of what we call sustainable banking principles with the Bankers Association and the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, a set of standards that would guide banks in the way they go about their banking businesses so that they contribute more towards a sustainable Ghanaian economy. So this, what Absa is doing tonight, is in keeping with that, because principles 4 and 5 of the sustainable banking principles mandate the banks to promote gender equality as well as financial inclusion. And so this is doing the right thing. I want to encourage the Absa customers, and indeed all women entrepreneurs in Ghana, please take advantage of this. Let it not be said that Absa launched this nice offering, and when the story is told, we're told that, well, the women didn't really care about it. Please, let it make a difference. Let it count for you. I really hope that you would use it to the maximum so that it would motivate Absa to do even more, and it would motivate other banks and other financial institutions to do more. It's often said that when women, like I showed you the example with the NBSSI loans, when women have the opportunity to even borrow, they're afraid to borrow. Or when they borrow, they're actually afraid to borrow enough to make a difference to their businesses. Their male colleagues have no such problems. In fact, they overborrow. Okay, so I really want to encourage the women to take full advantage of it, please, so that Absa can do more. On our part, the Bank of Ghana will continue to promote a resilient and inclusive banking sector, and we will remain committed to helping to improve access to financial services from the current 58% in Ghana to 85% by 2023, as the government has committed to do. We also, as the Bank of Ghana, as members of the Alliance for Financial Inclusion, have committed to halving the gender gap in access to finance by the end of 2021. That's a tall order. As I said earlier, the gender gap in access to finance in Ghana is 9%. Okay? Men have more opportunities to access financial services than women, and we have committed together with our contemporaries around the world. We have committed under an action plan, a global action plan, to say that by the end of 2021, we're going to ensure that we halve, so we bring down by 50% the gender gap in financial inclusion. So I'm appealing to all the financial institutions to make us, to help us in that regard. There's more that can be done. As Bank of Ghana, as regulators, we would also continue to provide the enabling environment that supports a gender-inclusive financial services ecosystem. And from 2021, January, we'll be collecting data from the banks and other financial institutions we regulate. And this is data on loans, on deposits, on other products you offer them, on a gender and age disaggregated basis. So we're not just going to tell us how many loans you've given. We're going to ask you how many have been given to women, how many have been given to the youth, how many have been given to the older people. We're working on the software right now, and 1st of January 2021, we're going to require all of you to report on a gender and an age disaggregated basis. So please keep that in mind. So we will continue to work towards that, and with the data that we collect, we will be able to formulate more policies and regulations that help to promote gender-inclusive finance. Like I said, when that happens, Ghana is the better off, and all of us are the better off. So on that note, I want to say thank you, Absa. Congratulations, and I wish you very well with this Emerge offering. I know that it will do a lot of good for Ghana. Congratulations.
To respectfully request that our second deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana does us the honors of birthing the newest, proudest product in Ghana and indeed West Africa. A little louder for Emerge! Thank you very much. You know, ladies and gentlemen, there's a big conversation also happening as we're sitting here online. And whilst we get ready for our panel discussion, which is happening any moment from now, I would just want to acknowledge Nikki Farmer, all the way from Johannesburg, has said, well, we do hope that Absa brings Emerge to South Africa. Well, look at that. I also have to acknowledge, because the messages are coming in, let me also acknowledge Senanu Lakba from Ivory Coast to say that, you know, congratulations, what she says in French, félicitations. And she's also saying that, well, I think I'll have to move to Ghana to use my Absa account if I want to grow my business. All right, so you do have to move to Ghana to partner with Absa and make sure that if you are a young woman, particularly with a big dream of emerging in the world of entrepreneurship, Accra, Ghana, and indeed Absa is the place to be. After this quick break, we'll have a big conversation with 4 outstanding women. We'll be right back.
COVID-19 has changed the world, but despite the challenges, the spirit of Africanacity is still alive. It's in the tenacity of the men and women keeping us going. It's in the creativity you use to work, teach, and do it all. And it's in the ingenuity of all those who are making a difference. Thank you to everyone still getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us. Shop online, get free swipes, and enjoy greater security with a card that turns banking on its head. That's Africanacity. That's Absa. Chat to us anytime, anywhere. Access our virtual assistant, the Absa bot, 24/7. That's Africanacity. That's Absa. Tap into the convenience of Absa contactless cards, another innovation that's turning banking on its head. Now, you can make fast, easy, and safe contactless payments for everyday items. That's Africanacity. That's Absa. COVID-19 has changed the world, but despite the challenges, the spirit of Africanacity is still alive. It's in the tenacity of the men and women keeping us going. It's in the creativity you use to work, teach, and do it all. And it's in the ingenuity of all those who are making a difference. Thank you to everyone still getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us.
Shop online, get free swipes, and enjoy greater security with a card that turns banking on its head. That's Africanacity. That's Absa. Chat to us anytime, anywhere. Access our virtual assistant, the Absa bot, 24/7. That's Africanacity. That's Absa. Tap into the convenience of Absa contactless cards, another innovation that's turning banking on its head. Now, you can make fast, easy, and safe contactless payments for everyday items. That's Africanacity. That's Absa.
COVID is still alive. It's in the tenacity of the men and women keeping us going. It's in the creativity you use to work, teach, and do it all. And it's in the ingenuity of all those who are making a difference. Thank you to everyone still getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us.
Shop online, get free swipes, and enjoy greater security with a card that turns banking on its head. That's Africanacity. That's Absa.
And so the
Chat
big
to us
conversation at the end of the day is for whom, which, we pretty much know what the Absa Emerge product is for. We know that it's for women. We want to know the whys and we want to know the hows. And ultimately, we want to know exactly how it'll change our lives when we get deeply involved. So we thought it wise to bring four wonderful women to the stage to have these conversations with you, our audience here, and you, our audience around the world. Please allow me to welcome to the stage the head of SME Absa Ghana Limited, Mrs. Audrey Abakan. Joining us as well is the CEO of OML Africa, Mrs. Anita Uyafe. And of course, we do have the Managing Director, Builders Blueprint, Miss Patience Atta Prempe. And finally, Director, Lemla Veterinary, Dr. Shati Papadupulu. Well, ladies, a wonderful good afternoon to you. In an era where I'm sure the world thought that after the corona pandemic, many of us would be down. It seems to me like the women at Absa are making sure that the gender, the female gender, overcomes the pandemic, perhaps even more than the male gender. I don't know. I suppose this requires a round of applause. At the end of the day, this product is huge, or this proposition is huge for women, for the children, and ultimately for the nation. So, Audrey, I'm going to start off with you, with a conversation I want you to have with us about the development of the Absa Emerge proposition for women. And tell us what informed it.
Okay, Anita, thank you very much. 3 key factors informed this initiative. And 2 of our key speakers have touched on almost all of them. But for the benefit of those that just joined online and are watching, just to reiterate some of these, just for us to understand the context with which we initiated this proposition for women and not men. So number 1 is the untapped opportunity that we cited. To have 37.9% of private-owned businesses in Ghana owned by women, for us, was a huge opportunity. And unfortunately, these are women businesses that are managed informally and operating at a very low level. So the question we asked as a bank was, how do we support these women businesses to function formally and emerge out of their obscurity to the limelight? How do we do that? So that was one of the reasons. The second reason was the financial inclusivity that we all heard about. To have 70% of women-owned businesses across Africa who are excluded from the financial services sector, okay, losing out from all these benefits that we have heard from Emerge. So if you don't have an account with a bank, how do you enjoy Emerge? So the question was, how do we develop an initiative that encourages or that inspires women to leverage the financial services, okay, to grow their business? And in Absa, our number one goal is growth. So we believe that there is a huge opportunity here to handhold these women and grow with them. And as their businesses grow, we grow. And then the third one is the gender finance gap that Madam Elsie talked about. The gap does exist. So she even talked about the fact that looking at our loan portfolio, we have 35% of these women borrowing. And for the default rate to have 13%, then it actually, encourages every financial institution to look at the side of women, to look at funding women, because if you give out loans, you expect your money back. And if this category of people would give you back your money and then pay your interest, then why don't you lend to them? So the question was, how do we bridge this finance gap? So all of these led to the bank commissioning Kantar. Kantar is one of the international research companies. So we brought a cross-section of business entrepreneurs together, and I'm happy to say that most of them are seated in this room. And out of the conversation, we got to understand their core needs, because as a bank that is very responsible and customer obsessed, obviously we cannot just get up and then create something without understanding what works for women. So out of that session, we got to understand the needs. Grace alluded to them. Number one, women wanted financial support, and they are so price sensitive because every penny counts. So they wanted a loan that is very reasonably priced. Beyond that, they wanted a facility that is appropriate, okay, and more flexible in payment terms, and also has a longer tenor so that you don't put so much pressure on their finances when they have to pay. And then also they wanted, us to improve on our collateral, our requirements. So you can see that in their proposition, we have an unsecured facility up to 500,000. Currently, Absa is the only bank that gives that amount to SMEs. And within 24 hours, I am happy to say that within 24 hours, sometimes, as low as 12 hours, we have been able to churn out funds to women and SMEs. And sometimes even within 2 or 3 hours, we have been able to do that because the process is so easy and it is so flexible. Number two, they wanted business development support. And I want to say that we have successfully partnered with MasterCard Foundation, and we are going to support 5,000 SMEs within 5 years. We are building their capacity, and we are supporting financially to create 50,000 jobs in Ghana. You can clap for Absa, because we are doing all this hard work because of the SMEs, and especially for women. And within that 5,000, we are actually skewing the whole program towards women. Women, you are blessed because now it's your season and it is your time. And then, they also talked about things, networking, because women, we like getting together and chat for growth. We don't chat to put anybody down. We chat for growth. Yeah. And then also, other peripheral benefits. So the peripheral benefits include the health that you had, and then also the boot camp and all that. These are things that interest women because women are connected to their children. Aren't you connected to your children? So when we even go the extent of extending services to your children, it attracts them, and they would want to align and connect with Absa.
Audrey, I'm going to come back to you for more. It looks like you are Emerge. I mean, Audrey for president. I have to say, didn't you just feel that, this product is sitting on her shoulders? Anita, I come to you. It is absolutely no lie. It's not hidden that you live and breathe empowerment of women. I mean, you've been on this case for years. Now that you've come into this space where you're realizing, oh my goodness, that women are indeed going to have access to these financial services, what would you say? How would you describe how women will benefit from this?
To say, I mean, Audrey has had to do a lot of work because, you know, for you to speak on something, you have to it has to align with your principles and your values. Absolutely. And if it doesn't, you're not going to. And actually, I was quite surprised to see the offering, because actually at the focus group, we gave her quite a hard time, because we've had a lot of these type of things, and when you go into it, it doesn't really impact anything. But what I want to say is that this is a good direction in terms of financial inclusion for women. True empowerment is economic freedom, financial freedom. And there is a lot of women, not just in Ghana, in the world, that are having businesses that can not only scale up, but they can actually provide jobs and really effectively contribute to our economy. So why is this pleasing to me? It's pleasing because of the unsecured loan. That has been a barrier to a lot of women. What is the point in giving me a facility that I cannot access because you've put in, we know why they do it, but to us it is impediment. So having which is quite a substantial start, is a really good start, where it's unsecure is very encouraging. I think the other thing is that the fact that it's speaking to different levels of women and different levels of women at different stages of their businesses allows for flexibility for different women to tap in. Generally, the governor did make the point, women are good at paying their loans back because we don't really like being in debt. We don't want that stress of people harassing us for their payments. So when we try to manage. But I'm hoping with this would encourage those who especially want to scale up and expand their businesses to actually tap into the opportunity. So in terms for us as entrepreneurs and as our livelihoods are in business, this is a very good thing on the financial side. I think, so that's what I think the impact in terms of the financial services, in terms of supporting women in business. I think what's also very interesting is the fact that they've also touched in other areas that as women in business is important to us. It's not all about our business and the money that we make in our business. Our health is very important, so it's quite nice to see the wellness element of the offering. Family is very important. It's nice to see the elements of the children. I mean, these were things we put. I have to be honest, I did not think they were actually going to include as many of them. And that's really good. Most importantly as well is the capacity building. Outside of funds being one of our issues, building the capacity of women to empower them to be able to know how to manage their businesses is very important. And this one is not just about doing business training. I saw that there is actually mentorship. And when I questioned Audrey, she had told me that they will be trying to find women who are in business to try and be those mentors to those who are coming up, which I think is very important. So for me, those are the positives, I think, that is in terms of for women accessing this fund.
Thank you very much, Anita. Patience, I mean, when you talk about entrepreneurship, oh my goodness, Patience, you're sitting right in the middle of it. That you are still standing strong, that you literally live your day with all the focus. I think that you ought to be celebrated as an entrepreneur who has seen things and who is here today to be an example of what entrepreneurship should be. That you have seen so many different kinds of challenges financially, financial. What would you say is that great element that women entrepreneurs in Ghana will benefit from Absa's Emerge?
Okay, so thank you, Anita, and good afternoon to everybody. So I'm here, I represent Builders Blueprint. We have been in business for 25 years and still counting, and we are blessed to be connected with Absa. I would say that for Absa to come up with a financial product offering to segmented group, which is women, and looking at women-led businesses as a distinct group where they have done research to find the pain points of women when they're running their businesses and to tailor a product has emerged for women, I think they need to be commended because it hasn't been easy. Thank you. It hasn't been easy for women to access finance. And this enables women to not to be left out, to be part of the financial system where they can borrow without collateral. We know how our system in Ghana is, where probably if you were married and your husband has died intestate, even the period within which you have to prepare to get letters of administration to whether you can even be able to inherit the toil of your husband and yourself. So for a product like Emerge, where you have 500,000 Ghana cedis without collateral, could keep you going. I think this Emerge is also a product that women entrepreneurs can leverage on and build their businesses, scale up, and transform their businesses. Women, as we have heard from one speaker to the other, form a majority of the economy in the global economy and in Ghana as well. And so when they are able to scale up their businesses, they are able to take care of themselves, the children, and also to improve the living standard of entire households. I've been with Absa for about 3 years. And in fact, I would say it has been an awesome experience. It is not, in fact, I was pushed into taking a facility. And I had a wonderful RM, as much as I was afraid. And I said, my dear, I have never taken a facility to run my business for so many years. I'm afraid of debt. I know that debt is good. You can leverage on debt, to grow your business, but I don't want it. I want to sleep soundly. But she had encouraged me that you cannot have run a successful business and not have your name even in the credit system.
Yeah.
And so she pushed. And I must say that I never even entered the bank to write an application or submit an application. Wow. Banking was brought to me at my doorstep. Credit was brought to me at my doorstep. And I have gone over and over again, and now I'm looking for a huge one.
Well, Patience, you've got the managing director, you've got I think it's already been approved.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Patience. Dr. Shati, I bring to you bits and pieces of what everybody has said, but with a special highlight on women and the fear that we often have with scaling up our business. When we start our business, we're very happy with it when it's going well. What advice would you give to women entrepreneurs, who seek to scale up their businesses?
Okay, so thank you for the question. I just want to second what she said about Absa. I've been with them for about 4 years now. And to be honest, I also took a facility from them. I didn't have to go to the bank. They came to my place. And I'm even surprised that they have upped, the amount. It's so huge now. It's almost 500% of, what I had. And on top of that, I had about 6 months free training for my staff. They gave me support, HR, a whole lot of things, and tried to put my business on track. Because of course, if I'm okay with my business, the bank benefits. So yes, it's very important to reach out to women across, the scale of, the business. I'm very excited that the 3 different categories, it's the same thing. You don't have to be up there to get the facility. It's for everyone across the divide. So I would urge them, don't just market it at the bank or on TV. I mean, not everybody has time to watch TV. So go out there, get people to really hear what you have to offer. Because the kinky seller, the people by the roadside, they are the most important people. And for me, I have access to relationship managers who advise, do this, do that. But the ladies on the streets who sell things, who could benefit from this, they need to find a way of reaching out to them. So I advise that they should get marketers or really go out there and talk to them. Tell them what you have to offer. And not just on social media and on TV. that's what I can advise.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, ladies, for bringing your nuggets of wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause for our panelists, Mrs. Audrey Abaka, Mrs. Anita Wiafe, Miss Patience Ata Prempe. Your loan has been approved. I just got a message from the managing director. And also from you, Dr. Shati Papadupulu. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, so that's it. You now know the what, you know the who, you know the why, and then you also know the why not. So, a round of applause for our panelists. All right. Yes, Audrey, you have something to...
Don't mind, just to let those that are watching and everyone here how to access Emerge.
Go ahead,
so we have information on our website. You can access that information. And across our branch network, if you go there today, the team has been trained. They understand this proposition very well. We have a lot of brochures available that provides the relevant information that you need. And then also we have our relationship teams. They are also available. Those of you who already have connection with them, just engage them, find out how to get on board. And what we are currently doing in our portfolio, we are reaching out to almost all the women to inform them about this and getting them signed on to Emerge. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Audrey. Thank you very much, ladies. Appreciate your time. You may take your seats. All right, so we are just 2 minutes away from wrapping this all up and officially starting our Absa Emerge journey. Allow me to call onto the stage Miss Josephine Ama, who is a relationship manager. And she is, one of those people who will come to your doorstep with the bag of cash. Is it on the card? Whatever it is. But be nice to Josephine. You never know. She might just up your loan tomorrow. Josephine, please.
Thank you very much, Anita.
You're welcome.
Good evening. Nolan Bushnell once said that the true entrepreneur is a doer and not a dreamer. The Emerge proposition from Absa Bank is here for just that, to help our female entrepreneurs move in the right direction. We have gained a lot of insight today, and 2 things I picked up were, 1, only 31% of women in Ghana have bank accounts, and 2, most women-owned businesses are small and stay small due to lack of access to funding. I am sure all the salespeople here see the opportunity in this. We want to say a big thank you to the second Deputy Governor, Mrs. Elsie Ado-Awaji, for her salient contributions and for her presence. Thank you so much, Mrs. Awaji. To our amazing and hardworking Managing Director and the Country Management Committee, we say a big thank you for your leadership and for allowing this day to be made a reality. To Mrs. Patience Prempe, Dr. Shati Papadupulu, I hope I got that right, Mrs. Anita Wiafe, and Mrs. Audrey Abaka for the awesome discussions. Thank you very much. To our lovely customers, including all those here today, and those who participated in the focus group discussions and gave us this great idea, we say thank you for your loyalty and your faith in us. To the business banking team led by Grace Enimiebwa, with special mention to Mrs. Audrey Abaka, head of SME, we say Ayiko for the hard work and for putting this innovative proposition together. Well done. To our colleagues here present, thank you so much, and let us go out to preach the gospel of Emerge. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Josephine. Oh, you can take it with you. The microphone is a present from me to you. So, to my fellow women, I wasn't going to say fellow Ghanaians, you won't get me. To my fellow women, listen, you all have choices to make, especially you female or women entrepreneurs. I mean, these days, you don't want to be classified. But I think that Absa has made it such that we classify you because it's all about growing. To emerge, you have to be resilient. To emerge, you have to be focused. To emerge, you have to be disciplined. But to emerge, truly emerge, you need the kind of partnership. You need the kind of pillar you can rely on or you can lean on. You need the kind of support you can believe in. And you need the kind of people who believe in you. So I stand here boldly saying, Absa Emerge is indeed that pillar that will take you from where you are to where you've always dreamt to be. Trust me, I am a living proof of what Absa can do. Until next time, when we come your way with, I would say, the next stage of emerge, maybe it might be called emergence, who knows? Ladies and gentlemen here in Accra, Ghana, and ladies and gentlemen here joining us via the internet, via Zoom, via Facebook, wherever you may be, remember, don't just dream about it at night or just hope for it. Walk to your nearest Absa branch. Speak to any relationship manager. And like I said, take control of your life. Change it. Absa Emerge is here to stay. Until next time, goodbye.
Chat to us anytime, anywhere. Access our virtual assistant, the Absa bot, 24/7. That's Africanacity. That's Absa. Tap into the convenience of Absa contactless cards, another innovation that's turning banking on its head. Now, you can make fast, easy, and safe contactless payments for everyday items. That's Africanacity. That's Absa.
COVID-19 has changed the world, but despite the challenges, the spirit of Africanacity is still alive. It's in the tenacity of the men and women keeping us going. It's in the creativity you use to work, teach, and do it all. And it's in the ingenuity of all those who are making a difference. Thank you to everyone still getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us.
Shop online, get free swipes, and enjoy greater security with a convenience of Absa contactless cards, another innovation that's turning banking on its head. Now, you can make fast, easy, and safe contactless payments for everyday items. That's Africanacity. That.
Fresh money back up here. Money flow. I've been scheming and plotting. Thought I was at full speed, I was only trotting. A line where I chop chair, make you no try, approach me with caution. Van Gogh with the flow, but I never drew. I'm taking no L's, all that we use. Tear rubber thing, Charlie no be home use. Me make an excuse, no use. I'm a lion, know the right race. You want the #1 spot, it be me you face. But let's face it, most of them are basic. I do this just for kicks, Nike Asics. Rapping like this is taking me places. Saddle on the horse, we off to the races. Yes, you can say the Lord handed his graces. Last time I checked, I got a nice payslip. Did I let it slip? For the hell of it. All bars, no rhetoric. Melanin fresh on the day of reckoning. I'm at the first baritone when I'm entering. Man so dapper in jeans or cover. Girl them say boy wait or you come out. 2-piece suits don't really suit me. Cash me in new fresh kicks and I brother. You never go to fit a man wearing a fit that is fit for God. I'm the one they ignored. Shame. Now I'm grinning. Me and Winnie go together. 2-piece in the pod. Now I'm grinning. Me and Winnie go together. 2-piece in the pod. 2-piece in the pod. Now I'm winning. My cup self cost 2 G's to record. 2 G's to record. You are not my mate. You are not my size. But let's put all this bragging aside. We on the same ship, fighting the tide. I captain and would never capsize. Let me guess, do you have savings, do you have debts? Compound the interest on any principal when it's a cruise. What do you get? Do you invest or do you just flex? These are the things that are in my interest. Yeah, then I'm needing I guess. The aim is to stay on top, countess. Flipping over to a new chapter, tripping over words while waiting the rapture. You can back on me, that's what the facts are. Absa, got a new brand ambassador, me.
Fresh money back up.
Fresh money back up here. Money flow. I've been scheming and plotting. Thought I was at full speed, I was only trotting. A line where I chop chair, make you no try, approach me with caution. Van Gogh with the flow, but I never drew. I'm taking no L's, all that we use. Tear rubber thing, Charlie no be home use. Me make an excuse, no use. I'm I'm a lion, know the right race. You want the number one spot, it be me you face. But let's face it, most of them are basic. I do this just for kicks, Nike Asics. Rapping like this is taking me places. Saddle on the horse, we off to the races. Yes, you can say the Lord handed his graces. Last time I checked, I got a nice payslip. Did I let it slip? For the hell of it. All bars, no rhetoric. Melanin fresh on the day of reckoning. Now I'm at the first baritone when I'm entering. Man so dapper in jeans or cover. Girl them say boy wait or you come out. Two-piece suits don't really suit me. Cash me in new fresh kicks and I brother. You never go to fit a man wearing a fit that is fit for God. I'm the one they ignored. Shame. Now I'm grinning. Me and Winnie go together. Two-piece in the pod. Now I'm grinning. Me and Winnie go together. Two-piece in the pod. Two-piece in the pod. Now I'm winning. My cup self cost 2 G's to record. 2 G's to record. You are not my mate. You are not my size. But let's put all this bragging aside. We on